One thing I would ask, because there's a number of people that wanted to speak, so if each one of you, as the general has, to keep it concise, because we would like to give everyone who wanted to a chance to speak. So if you could each take a few minutes, and thank you.
There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Acacia Courtney, and I'm Miss Connecticut USA, and I want to extend a huge thank you to the Foundation of Drug-Free World and to all of you for being here today. I think for me, the biggest thing, and we've talked about this a little bit throughout the afternoon so far, and just even seeing the diversity in cultures and ethnicities and backgrounds and religions in this room, drugs don't discriminate. They affect all of us. And even if it's not ourselves who are being affected by drugs, as Councilman mentioned, our family, our friend, we may come across people who have been affected by drugs, and it has changed their life because of it. Personally, being Miss Connecticut USA, and throughout the past 10 years, I run a nonprofit organization in my home state of Connecticut called Racing for Home. It's dedicated to ex-race horses, to thoroughbreds, giving them a second chance off of the racetrack. And one of the things that I really focus on in that is placing these horses in situations where they also help people, whether that's therapeutic riding programs for children with autism, veterans dealing with PTSD, or something I've really focused on, which is vocational programs in prisons. And I've worked hands-on in the past couple of years with incarcerated women in particular, who have the chance to work with these horses and earn skills and learn how to find values and tools that will help them to find a job when they leave prison. And coming here today, I wanted to tell a story about one of the women that I met at Second Chances Farm at Lowell Correctional Facility in Ocala, Florida. Her name is Lori, and she was in school to become a nurse in the trauma facility. She's incredibly intelligent, she was accomplished, she was a hard worker, she was doing well in school. And one night she drank too much and she got behind the wheel intoxicated, and she got in an accident and killed somebody. And now she's in prison, and because of her good behavior, because of her eagerness to learn, she's in this program where she gets to work hands-on with horses. And she said to me, Acacia, I'll never be able to become a nurse now because insurance companies don't want to touch her because of her background, because of her past, because of one decision that changed her life forever. But she found a new way that she can learn about medical issues with horses. She can find friends. She finds confidence and value in herself. And that's something that I also wanted to touch on. Prevention and education is important, but we also need to make sure that we take away that stigma of people that are looking for a second chance, because that could be anybody. And being there at that facility, I realized that one bad decision, and that could be me, could be one of my friends. And I think that it's important for all of us as a society across the world to make sure that we are welcoming to people who are looking for a second chance in whatever it is that they've done or looking to do in the future, because as the Foundation for Drug-Free World also focuses on, we're looking towards the future. And hopefully, with our decisions, we make good decisions, but we help those who have made a poor decision make a better future for themselves. And that was a story that was so impactful to me and has really made me think about life a little bit differently. And I hope that we all can remember that, because as we've mentioned several times, we're all here for the same reason, and that's to make a drug-free world. And it all starts with one person and believing that we're all worthy of a second chance. Thank you very much.
So I want to call up someone who actually helped us to start in New York. and he's from the National Latino Officers Association, and he's sitting right over here. Angel.
He's getting his camera ready.
And why don't you come up here next to Megan?
It is? Oh, cool.
You know, we were in the Puerto Rican Day Parade with them a few times, and their group has been very helpful to disseminating this throughout the city area.
Appreciate it. Is the mic on? Yes, it is. My name is Angel Ramos. I work in law enforcement, and at the time I was mentoring about 50 kids, and Dave, one of his associates, came. What's his last name again? Dave Tidman came to my office, and he pitched to me about the program, and I said this would be an excellent program. And every Wednesday after the kids would be done with school, we would meet up, and we had, I think it was Miss, I forget which.
Miss New York, most likely.
Yeah, most likely, Miss New York. She came out, and he did the presentation. A lot of the kids were impressed. And that's where we began helping to spread the message. And it's funny how everything just crossed roads, because another one of my members had met the organization as well. So at a meeting, I see Dave Tidman there. I'm like, hey, oh, how you doing? And they had nothing, they didn't know I was part of National Latino Officers Association. And I was just an officer in the precinct that helped Dave come and speak to my kids, you know, bridging that gap. So I just wanted to share that story and say it's been a great movement. One year we actually organized during National Night Out. This is a night where throughout the whole nation, all communities come together with law enforcement in appreciation of each other. So we set up throughout the city tables in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, and Queens. And I think I manned like 3 tables. I went from Brooklyn to Queens to, you know, and everybody else is doing that to get this message, this very important message out. And just reading the booklets and everything, it is simple. And, you know, so from there, I want to just say this. I didn't expect to come and speak today. Megan forewarned me, and I wrote this up real quick. Our communities, our families, our little boys and girls can resist drugs with the very messengers in this room. Word of mouth, texts, photos, videos is the start of the needed action. This United Nations Convention with International Drug-Free World inspires us to do better. Administering aid firsthand to someone who has overdosed, bringing that life back, inspires us to do better and prevent. This program is a key prevention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next speaker is Miss Jade Eilers from Miss Teen, Ohio. This is an impressive group of speakers we have coming up, right?
Hello, everyone. I'm so incredibly thankful to be speaking here to you all today. My name is Jade Eilers. I'm 16, and I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I'm also Miss Teen Ohio International 2019. With being Miss Teen Ohio International, I've created my platform, Start Talking, Building a Drug-Free Future. I chose my platform because I've lost several family members to addiction. I've spoken to legislators about drug policies and protocols. I've helped to plan and lead a rally of over 2,000 students from 75 cities to march to the Ohio State House to celebrate the fact that the majority of teens are not using substances. To further my prevention efforts, I've partnered with the Foundation for a Drug-Free World. They've been an amazing resource for materials such as banners, posters, bracelets, shirts, and information. The Foundation for a Drug-Free World has a pledge to be drug-free that I promote and encourage everyone to take. The Foundation for a Drug-Free World has done so much for me, but also so much good in the world. I am so proud to be partnered with them. As I mentioned earlier, the majority of teens are not using. However, that doesn't mean all teens don't use substances. Teens are using substances because they're bored and it's something to do. They're hurting and trying to feel something within themselves, and it's normalized in today's society. I am a strong believer in being involved in something positive and making a positive impact. We need to be encouraging teens to join clubs, join sports, and join the arts. Being a part of something special, like an activity, makes teens feel special. Teens deal with a lot, whether it be family problems, school stress, or friend drama. Teens are not being taught proper stress relief and coping skills, and that's a problem. Some adults think that just because teens are teens, that they can't feel as much or have less emotions. That is not the case. Teens are searching for something to make themselves feel better or not feel anything at all. We need to teach teens that along with physical health, mental health is also incredibly important. Lastly, teens use because it's normalized in today's society, and that's partially because teens don't know the facts about what they're putting into their bodies. That's where my part comes into play. I am actively working to educate my peers about the dangers of drugs to try to prevent today's youth from making harmful choices. Now I want you all to take time to really think. What more can we all be doing to help teens make the right choices? Thank you.